2015 Subaru BRZ, one of the Toyobaru twins. Is that pronounced right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Toyobaru.
Toyobaru. Impossible. Today we're test driving Zach's Subaru BRZ. These cars have been hyped more than just about any car that has come out in the last decade. This is a joint venture between Toyota and Subaru to make a rear-wheel drive sporty coupe that can compete with the Miata. The Subaru BRZ comes with 122 cubic inch, 200 horsepower, 151 pound-feet of torque Boxer 4. This car is torquier than it seems, especially when you drive it on the street. You don't have to downshift nearly as much as you would think you would in a small four-cylinder car. This car is really practical for what it is. You can actually fit a full set of tires when you lay down the back seat. After driving it around on the streets for a few minutes, you really get a feel that this car could be an everyday driver. It's got comfort, it's got space, it's easy to drive, it's easy to see out of. It's a great small car, and it gets pretty good gas mileage from what I hear. Now, let's see what this thing was meant for. Autocross. When you drive this car on the track, you can push it so much harder than you think you can. I was never able to even come within a second of Zach's time, but I rode with him a couple of times, and it's absolutely nuts. You brake later than you feel like you should. You slide it a little more than you feel like you should. This car can take abuse. This car can take a beating. It just keeps wanting more and more and more out of you. And unless you're comfortable doing that and you've done it before, it's a whole different experience. This is one of those cars that has such high limits. Unless you're used to this car and you're used to those limits, you're not even going to get close to them. I got nowhere near the limits of this car when I was on the track, and I get the feeling that most people that buy this car won't. Really, this is the benchmark in my mind of what most small rear-wheel drive should be. They're right to call this the revival of the AE86. This is a blast. This is one of the most fun small cars you can get. But the cool thing is, the people who bought this car first, those who know what this is for, are going to enjoy it and they're going to love it. They're also going to do a few things to it to change it up, and then second owner, in about a year, 2 years, the first years of these cars are going to hit the used market, and they're going to change the way that autocross and grassroots racing is done. These cars are going to be the cars that are going to replace Miatas in that aspect. While there will still, of course, be Miatas, you can't kill the things. You'll have to almost have a whole class that is BRZs and FRSs. I really think the second or third owner of these cars are going to be the ones that have the most fun with it, because the depreciation is going to hit this thing like a shovel in the face. You're going to be able to pick these things up for less than 10 grand, put some decent tires on it, do a little maintenance here and there, and you're going to have one of the best, most competitive autocross cars you can have. And you can still get away with driving it every day because you've got the practicality of room, you've got decent gas mileage, and as long as you don't, jump it to forced induction, you've got reliability. This is a proven engine. This really just goes to show that, all in all, the BRZ and FRS, the Toyobaru twins, were a great experiment. And here's hoping, praying, that the next generation just gets better and better and better and brings the fight to the Miata. To sum it up, I had an amazing time in this car. Whereas the last car I did this with, Jonathan's Nissan Versa, was an amazing slow car to drive fast. This is a fast car that you can almost grow into. This car is a great choice for anybody who needs a daily driver but also wants to experiment on the autocross track.
And today, my name's Zach Lamorne. I'm here showing y'all my 2015 Subaru BRZ race car. It's full race prep.